Hi, this is Budo Aspect Sports TV. I'm takumi.yamanaka. Today's theme is Karelin Lift, Secret, Center of Gravity and Leverage. The Karelin Lift is the nickname of a signature move used by former Russian wrestling world champion Aleksandr Karelin. Also, he competed in the 130 kg division. He threw opponents from that same heavyweight class. Once he lifted an opponent, they could do nothing. Some wrestlers even intentionally touched their shoulders to the mat early to avoid being thrown. But was Karelin some kind of alien? Of course, his physical strength was extraordinary. It is said that he weighed around 7 kg at birth, and there are stories of him carrying a freezer on his shoulder up an 8-floor slope. However, even with such enormous strength, it would have been impossible to throw wrestlers of that size by strength alone. In fact, the Karelin lift had a clear secret. When he used this movement, he pulled the opponent close so that their center of gravity aligned. He then used his own upper body as the fulcrum and applied the principle of leverage. As a result, the opponent's body would rise and fly. At that moment, opponent's body, especially the core muscles, became fixed, leaving them unable to resist or respond. This type of body usage is not unique to wrestling. In sumo, wrestlers use a similar technique called tsuri. The wrestler grips the opponent's mawashi with both hands, pulls the opponent's body close, and places the fulcrum along the chest line. From there, the opponent is lifted. An important point is that sumo is an open-weight martial arts. Even smaller rishi can use this technique against much heavier opponents, with differences of over 70 kg can still be overcome. A former example is Myotani, who was known for his excellent tsuri technique. Also, he weighed only about 100 kg. He was able to lift rishis who were more than 17 kg heavier than himself. His nickname was Heavy Machinery. This does not mean that sumo wrestlers are superior to wrestling fighters. When using tsuri, sumo wrestlers can grip the mawashi, which makes grappling easier and allows them to create an ideal lifting posture more naturally. In contrast, wrestling has no gripping point like a mawashi. Wrestlers must control the opponent using only their hands and arms. This requires greater raw power. In this sense, Karelin's strength was truly exceptional, especially considering that all of his opponents weighted over 100 kg. However, both wrestlers and rikishi are using the same underlying mechanical principle. That is what makes this comparison interesting. This is Budo Aztec Sports TV. Thank you for watching.